Oh no. Hey replay viewers, how are you? Hey replay viewer. I don't know if there's multiple of you watching on the same device. Sorry, I'm just gonna check my hair while I'm doing this. I am Coach Nachi, your world-class personal development coach, speaker, and life enthusiast. Today we're going in. I would say grab a piece of paper and pen. I would say, hey CST Designs. I would say grab something that you're gonna take notes with, or your dictaphone, whatever it is. Hey Wendy White Bailey. I feel nervous now. Grab something, a piece of paper, a piece of pen, whatever it is for you. Do what you need to do, and let's get this going. Thanks for those hearts. They're really beautiful. So, Make It Happen November is just like it says, make it happen. This month, in the Live Like You Now family, we're going to be making it happen. Oh, thank you. Thank you. We're going to be making it happen, okay? So, I say get a piece of paper and a pen or something, or better still, type it in the comments what we're going to be talking about so that you can then at least commit to it in a kinesthetic way physically. So, thank you so much for those hearts. Let's get started. So, Make It Happen November came from October for me. Make It Happen November was about all year for the most part, many months this year, in this later quarter of the year. I have been learning a lot. I have learned so much from Wendy White Bailey, from Kristen Thompson, from just random people, from CST Designs, who's telling me all these things that I could do to make my website more optimized, and social media outreach. CST Designs. CST, throw up some emojis. Throw up like 2 rows of emojis so people know who to go to for social media stuff. CST Designs has been really inspiring me and letting me know about how to really do my social media better. More emojis, girl! So I want to really do all these things. I've been learning so much. All these people I've been following on Periscope and just learning a whole bunch of things. What up, Gary? How you doing, buddy? So Make It Happen November was about, okay, hey Gary, I need to stop learning. Your girl loves to research, your girl loves to plan, your girl loves to dig deep in things and really become intimate with everything that she's about to get her feet wet with. And I needed to set time aside to be like, okay, enough learning, enough of that, enough research, time to actually get some stuff done. So that's what November is about. November is about making it happen. November is about implementation. November, in a word, is about action. So come with me. I'm inviting you to come with me. Come with me on this November journey, and let's make some stuff happen in a very practical way. So there are 3 things I want you to choose to make happen. Okay, in the description, I believe I say 3 key tips into making it actually happen, and this is where I'm going to actually go into it. I'm going to say make a list of all the things that you've been putting off. Make a list of all the things you've been putting off, all the things that you want to do, all the things you've been wanting to do, all the things you've been putting at the end of your list and they keep showing up on the list over and over and over again. I'm going to ask you to make a list of just all the things that you constantly push off, constantly say no to, constantly put yourself last in, the things that you know are going to move you forward, but you haven't really given them the time of day. Make that list. So when I made that list, Make It Happen November for me had 3 key things, and actually like 4 things that I'm going to share with you, but I'm just going to ask you to pick 3. For me, it was have a webinar. I launched my webinar 3 days ago. I launched it on November 2nd. Today's November 3rd, so I can cross that one thing off my list because your girl worked hard and she made it happen, and now it's happening. So, boom. Number 2 is the gym. Thank you so much for sharing, Gary. I really appreciate you. Number 2 was the gym. For me, I told myself October Body Honor Month, ironically, was not going to be about, and thank you so much for those hearts. They're so pretty. I always want purple and pink hearts. They're just so pretty to me. I told myself Body Honor October was about honoring my body, but I wanted to honor my body in the way of not so much physical activity, just in other ways. And I think I did that. I told you I gave myself a 72%. There's room for improvement, but I did that. I told myself that November was going to be make it happen. I invested in a gym membership, y'all. Invested in a gym membership, paid a lot of money that I could have used to move my message and service forward. But I said, no, let me invest in my body. Have I used it? I'm going to be honest with you. No, I have not. No, I have not. But yesterday, if you were on here for the scope yesterday, I bragged. I said, I went to the gym. I just came back from the gym. I think that was on my Snapchat. Hey, Fairy, how are you? How are you, Fairy? So the second thing on my list was going to the gym and making that happen. Yesterday, I went to the gym. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning. Hey, Fairy, what's your name? I woke up in the morning and I went to the gym. I shoved myself out of bed, went to the gym, paid my dues, and I came back. It's not just going to be one day. I need to make a schedule that I'm going to stick to and make happen. That's number 2 for me. Number 3 is getting speaking engagements. I already have one booked for the summer. I know, okay, I don't have to go that early. And it is silly. I slept really early. I woke up at 3:30, and what ended up happening was I was in bed. I couldn't go back to sleep. So at like 8 a.m., I just said, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm just going to go to the gym. So I went. The next thing is speaking engagements. I already have booked and called and followed up on people for speaking engagements for next year. And one of them, I got taken to the next level of that speaking engagement. So fingers crossed, but I'm going to have to be going in more for speaking. The 4th one, which is more personal for me, is I need to create a space for my office. So that's going to be happening this November. So, again, I invite you to please join me on this Make It Happen November. What are the things for you? What are your 3 things going to be? So, the keys to that are, number 1, make a list. Yeah, it's Christmas time, so we should all be getting used to making lists right about now. Make a list of all the things that you've been shoving off, all the things that you've not been... Oh, yay, I will actually be enlisting you to help me with the office stuff. I'm going to need a lot of muscle. Thank you, Samsy. Yes, beauty, brains, and muscle. Make a list, okay? Make a list of all those things. I'm going to ask you to just pick 3 things. I don't want you to overwhelm yourself. Make It Happen November is not about overwhelming. It's about taking that overwhelm of all the knowledge that you have and all the things that you've been wanting to do and just doing a few of those things. Now, once you cancel one thing out, once you knock something out, who knows? You might be able to look back at that list and say, what else can I do? But for now, just pick 3 things from that list. So make your list. Make sure you make it. Make that list, all of it. Whenever something comes up, add it to that list, and then pick 3 things that you're going to do. That's step and tip number 2. Pick 3 things that you're going to do. And then from that, pick the one thing that you're actually going to do. That's the easiest thing to do. That's the most trying thing for you to do. Just pick one thing to really get that momentum going. For me, it was the webinar. I set some days on my calendar, and I did what I have to do. And I did it 3 days ago. Awesome. Exactly what Gary says. Nachi's the real deal. Best be taking notes. And Gary has a beautiful voice and wonderful guitar skills. So if you're ever in the mood for worship or just to mellow out, which I totally needed this past week, Gary, so thank you so much. Like your live scopes and your replay scopes of you worshiping and like singing and praising were key for me to feeling relaxed this week. So thank you. And Sam Z was super awesome for me. Like you, such a support system. I swear, if you don't have one, get one. What step am I on? Step 3. The key step in this, the key point I want to make is when you look at your list, when you look at those 3 things, hey Fairy, welcome back. I want you to decide, oh no, I'm so sorry, I hope it's not like connection or anything, but thank you so much for coming back in. I don't think I caught your name. Let me know your name, Fairy. I want to call you by your name. Unless you like being called Fairy, I'll call you Fairy. So you've made your list. You've checked it twice. You have picked 3 things that you want to do. You've picked the one thing that you're going to start with. Now, Sarah. Wonderful. I love that name. Sarah. It's a beautiful name. Now, step 4 or step 3, whatever it is you want to call it. What's in your control? In the thing that you've picked, what's in your control to do? Simple, but complex. A lot of the times, we don't do the thing that we want to do. We don't accomplish the task we want to accomplish simply because it's too big. Or because we look at it and we're intimidated by it. So when you look at it, say, what's in your control? For me, example, webinar. What was in my control? Setting dates. I picked some dates, and then I said, okay, what can I do right now? Prepare myself. So I did what I needed to do. I looked at what I had, and I took the steps forward. I invested in some courses to help me do what I needed to do. I wrote down, made a list of what I did actually need to do. What else did I do? I don't know, there's a whole bunch of stuff. For the gym, what's in my control? What's in my control is I have a membership. Boom, done. What else is in my control? I have the wheels to get myself to the gym. Boom, done. What else is in my control? I can get up and go to the gym. I can make time for the gym. I can look at my schedule and make time for the gym. What else can I do? I can do 10 minutes at the gym. I can do 15 minutes at the gym. I don't have to do the most arduous workout, but I can do what I can do. So look at your list. I don't know what it is for you, but ask yourself the question, what's in my control, and do that. Take that one step. And I promise you, when you take that one step, when you actually raise awareness and say, okay, what agency do I have in this thing that I've had on my list for ages? When you actually look at it and say, okay, from this thing, what is in my control? That's key. And if, let's say, it's rare, but if that one thing that you picked is not anything in your control, which is rare, okay, don't be fooling yourself. Don't use this question for tomfoolery. Don't use this question as an excuse to not get you to do what you gotta do. Don't do that. But if that one thing isn't it, go back to the list of 3. Of those 3 things, what's in your control? Pick one of those things, do it. Then go back to your list. You're gonna knock out at least 3 things. You're gonna knock out at least 3 things. And once you do that list that you made, that first step, you're gonna go back and say, oh, I can do this, that, and the other. And who knows? Once you write it down, believe me, I've done this before where I've written things down and I'm operating on autopilot with that list in the back of my head. Dwell on the possibilities, right, Gary? When you dwell on the possibilities, baby, you cannot be stopped. So when you dwell on the possibilities, you've written down that list of what you need to do. You will be knocking out these things in the back of your head. Like, you will be doing these things subconsciously, and then you look back at your list and be like, oh, I've done this. You got this. If Gary says yes, it is 100% yes. He's exactly. I trust Gary's word. So that's what it is. That's what I want to say today. And I want to talk about, I think maybe tomorrow, I'm going to talk about something fun, a reward. What are you going to give yourself? What are you going to do for yourself once you accomplish something? Let's positively enforce action. Let's positively enforce making stuff happen. Whew. And yesterday I made a scope about how to do something you don't want to do. There are some things on my list that I don't want to do at all. But when I think about what we talked about yesterday on the scope, thinking into the future, it's super helpful. Welcome back. I will chuck my phone in the lake. You rewarded me chucking your phone in the lake. Oh no, but how will you scope? How will I see you strum that guitar? You cannot do that. That is a punishment for everybody else. The reward? No, Samsy, y'all. You guys, unless you guys have the Samsung Galaxy 7s, your phones are not waterproof. Don't be playing games with that. Do not be playing games with that. This is all. Make your list. Pick 3 things. Pick one thing. Don't just jump straight to the one thing. Make that list. Pick 3 things. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Put it on silent. Make it stop ringing or buzzing. Definitely, put it on silent. That is the most annoying thing. I put my phone on silent and I flip it over. Then I have to deal with the wrath of attitude. And I'm just like, you know what? My phone was on silent. Truth. My phone was flipped over. Truth. My phone was charging. Truth. But I had to get stuff done. I was making it happen. What are you doing? So, make that list. Do it. It's important. Because you will accomplish more than you think you can. 100%. 2. Pick 3 things. 3. Pick one thing of those 3 things. Make that list. Thank you, Gary. 4. Ask yourself what's in your control and do that. Use that to guide the steps that you take forward. And eventually, pick 3 things. Thank you. Eventually, you will do what you need to do. You will make it happen. So, exactly. Pick 3 things and what's in your control. Yes, thank you. So, this is it for now. Yes, write everything you've been putting off. Let's make it happen. Let's make November an amazing month. Let's go into the Christmas season with all of this love and more. Thank you so much, Gary. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you for those hearts. I always low-key aim for scopes that have pink, purple, and like those really nice colored hearts. I really love that. So I love it whenever I see pink, purple hearts. Thank you so much for those hearts. Okay, so this is it for me today. I came with it, right? I came with it. I look forward to checking in. Make that list. Please make that list. Pick that one thing, what's in your control, and we're here together. We're accountability buddies. I'm going to let you know how I'm doing. I'm going to be checking in, and I'll be doing some late night scopes. I did go in. I did go in. You know how I go in, though. I think, Gary, you've seen my one scope where I was on the scope train, and I just couldn't stop. And I think, Sam Z, definitely you saw the one scope where I was like, why are you blocking your cup? Like, why are you blocking your cup? That I had a client reach out to me and say, like, that really spoke to me. And I'm like, I'm glad that did, because I don't do this for myself. I do this to serve. I need more people to know that their gifts are needed, their talents are needed, and you all watching right now, your gifts are needed, your talents are needed, your resourcefulness is needed, like, you are needed. I'm glad you did. I was so angry. It makes me so angry when someone is blocking their cup. Like, your gifts are so needed. Why don't you want to? I can't. So this is me saying goodbye. For more, livelikeyounow.com, the blog is being updated more often. That's one of the things, thank you so much for those hugs, Samzy. That's one of those things that I'm going to be working on. I need to be better about updating everything else, because my message will not get out and people will be thinking their gifts are not needed if I do not get the message out. I need to get the message out. It's not about me, it's about them. I need to serve. So, but like you know, the blog is updated as best as I can, and everything else is going to be popping as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching this live and on the replay. And I'll be back here tomorrow between 12 and 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye. Maybe I can get a good picture. Thank you for those hearts. And done.